Hello, it's Iino. In this video, I bring you the logistics news for January 2022. I would like to talk about what's new in the logistics industry, including North America and China, ocean freight rate trends, corona, and logistics technology. So, let's get started. Corona Omicron variant expands in Los Angeles and Long Beach ports. Dock workers miss work in large numbers. In early January, about 800 dock workers were absent from work at the ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach for corona-related reasons. This is approximately 1 in 10 workers per day. The following people are among the absentees at the port this time: who tested positive for the virus, who in quarantine, awaiting test results, who are not feeling well. The ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach have been flooded with imports, with as many as 100 ships waiting off the coast of the ports in late November. It reached a record 106 ships on New Year's Day. A terminal representative at the Port of Los Angeles said, "The shortage of workers that began during the Christmas and New Year's holidays has expanded further, reducing terminal productivity by about 20%. Corona cluster in Ningbo, China, strict vehicle restrictions. A series of coronavirus cases have been confirmed in Ningbo. According to shipping company officials, operations at the port, including mainline cargo handling, are operating normally. However, restrictions on trucks, drays, and other vehicles are still in place. As a result, truck drivers are required to apply for a traffic permit to enter the port. In some cases, there are requests for quarantine, even with a permit. China's zero-corona policy is now very strict, and has been locked down in Xi'an, with an outbreak of about 1,300 infected people. With the Beijing Olympics just around the corner, the Chinese government's strict national policy of never spreading corona is having an impact on the supply chain. Container freight rates continue to hit new highs. Container freight rates from Asia to North America continue to rise from the end of 2021 to mid-January 2022. The spot freight rate from Shanghai to the west coast of North America, as of December 31, 2021, was $7,681 per 40-foot container, according to the Shanghai Shipping Exchange. It recorded the highest for 5 consecutive weeks. The price has risen by nearly $1,000 in 1 month. The prices to the east coast of North America, and to Western countries, such as Northern Europe and the Mediterranean, have all risen significantly, resulting in an all-around increase. However, in late January, there was a pause in the rise in freight rates. It might be due to the Chinese New Year, beginning on January 31, significant delays on the mainland, and strict regulations on truck drivers for China's zero-corona policy. As it is the time before the Beijing Olympics, the market has calmed down a bit, but the future trend is still uncertain. Infor in U.S., container shipping delay forecast to 2023. Infor, a large company of cloud and software in U.S., has released a report on supply chain forecasts and trends for 2022. It predicts that port congestion and container ship delays will continue to be a problem until 2023. According to the company, congestion and delays at major ports in North America and the Nordic states are due to problems in the global supply chain network. There are challenges with regard to labor of port, truck driver, unloading from warehouses, and the availability of empty containers and chassis for containers, the company said. It expects these challenges to interact with increased shipments from Asia due to the highest consumer demand in history. Infor also cites rising ocean and air freight transportation costs in 2022 and beyond. This will remain the case even after the current congestion and capacity constraints subside, and shippers are expected to increase their use of NVOCC and third-party logistics operators to secure freight capacity. Kuehne+Nagel provides congestion indices for 9 major ports around the world. Kuehne+Nagel, a major international logistics company, has announced that it has begun offering a new indicator of congestion at ports around the world, the disruption indicator. The ports covered by the index are Prince Rupert and Vancouver, in Canada; Seattle, Oakland, Los Angeles, Long Beach, New York, Savannah, in North America, Hong Kong area, Shanghai Ningbo area, Rotterdam in Netherlands, Antwerp in Belgium. This indicator measures the congestion level of the global container transportation network and visualizes the bottlenecks in the supply chain. Users can analyze and utilize the indicators to predict the impact on their own supply chain and take optimal actions. MSC tops containership rankings, first change of leadership in 29 years. MSC, a shipping company in Switzerland, has overtaken Denmark's Maersk, which had previously held the top spot, to become the top container shipping company for the first time since its inception. Alphaliner's ranking on January 6 of container shipping companies in terms of scale of operations as follows: MSC, 645 vessels, 4,284,728 TEU. Maersk, 738 vessels, 4,282,840 TEU. MSC is slightly ahead by less than 2,000 TEU, changing the top spot for the first time in 29 years. As of January 1, 2021, Maersk had a size of 4.13 million TEU, and MSC had 3.85 million TEU. MSC has reportedly increased its size by 11% for the full year of 2021. Here's a commentary on the January 2022 news. Recently, the Omicron variant of coronavirus has been raging around the world. In North America, in particular, the number of infected people exceeds 1 million a day, and as I mentioned in this video, the manpower for logistics is also affected. In North America, the number of port workers infected or suspected to be infected with corona is increasing. There are not enough people to handle the cargo that is staying in the ports. During and shortly after the Chinese New Year period, which begins on January 31st, the number of mainline vessels coming to North America from China will decrease. The key is how well they can clear the logistical congestion, even if they are short on manpower, during this period. Also in China, in the past few weeks, both Delta and Omicron variant have been prevalent throughout China. In the vicinity of the port of Ningbo, gas distribution and garment factory operations were suspended. In addition to the lockdown in Xi'an, which has caused disruptions in the manufacture of semiconductors for computers, the entire city of Anyang was also shut down on the 11th. I don't think that China's zero-corona policy will slow down in the run-up to the Beijing Olympics, which start on February 4th. I think we need to pay attention not only to the disruption of the supply chain, but also to the supply side, as the world's factory. With corona having such a large impact, it has become difficult to read the trends in ocean freight rates. Ocean freight rates from China to North America, which had been rising until mid-January, begin to stagnate before the Chinese New Year. Normally, freight rates would settle down after the Chinese New Year, but as I explained earlier, I have no idea how it will move due to the influence of corona. This logistical disruption is expected to continue throughout 2022. Infor, a major software company in the US, is forecasting the market from the unique perspective of an IT company. One of the points that impressed me was that shippers are more dependent on NVOCC and third-party logistics. In general, major shippers tend to book directly with shipping companies. However, Infor is focusing on total logistics, and it advocates reforms to the first mile, which still has room for improvement, rather than the last mile, which has already been developed and improved to some extent. And Kuehne+Nagel is focusing on SaaS, software as a service, as a major international logistics company. Kuehne+Nagel is developing a service that allows online quoting, booking, and tracking, and has now started a service to visualize port congestion. Also of note is the change in rankings for container shipping companies. MSC is adding more container ships, while Maersk is investing more aggressively in e-commerce logistics and third-party logistics. Just as Infor mentioned the importance of NVOCC and third-party logistics, I personally feel that international logistics is no longer an era of chasing scale alone. I believe that we are entering an era where everything will be seamlessly connected. IT technology will eliminate the dividing lines between the various logistics processes of warehousing, trucking, customs clearance, shipping, airplanes, and customs. The problems at Corona have drawn attention to the IT introduction and digital transformation of logistics. And the logistics industry has entered a period of change from the old, analog days to a new era. The important thing here is to gather information, think for yourself, and take action. I hope this video will be useful to you. Please subscribe to my channel, like it, and share it on social media. It will motivate me to keep updating it. Thank you. That's all for this time. Thank you very much.
In this channel, I explain about international logistics knowledge for your better understanding. I hope this video will be a good support for your logistics job. If you have any shipment from Thailand or to Thailand, please feel free to contact me Iino-san anytime. Also, I'm very motivated to keep updating these videos. If you subscribe, press good or comment anything. Well, thank you. See you next time.